and I am finally clocking in and tapping into doing my song by song motherboard explanation videos. I know we've been waiting for this moment, and I'm so happy that I actually decided to get my butt up and actually decided to do this and decided to film this and decided to post this on the internet in a timely fashion. And I decided to edit it with a lot of portions, and I'm going to get into it. If you have not listened to Motherboard, I'm going to link my album below on multiple streaming platforms. Also, if you have not tapped in to the world of TT, follow me on different socials. I will also link that below. Shouts out to Gib DJ, aka Gibson Alcott. Without Gibson, this song would not be made and be as beautiful as it is today. And without Gibson, I would feel so misunderstood and this song would not be a thing. So shout out Gib DJ before I get into it. I'm going to break this down into like the process and then what the song like means to me in a generalized way, but also like the step or the process that, I guess, the step in the journey that it is in the whole album scheme. But yeah, I'm gonna break that down. So, Still Losing started as a poem that I wrote early on because I was feeling like I was going through cycles. And not in the way that I was going through it on Static, because Static was more of an album that described stagnancy and like being stuck. And this one is like, this album is more of one that was like, yes, you have the theme of uncertainty, but it's more like, yo, I'm working through, and I'm still dealing with these cycles, and I'm still going through this. So I started this as a poem at first, and I came to Gibson. I was like, Gib, I need something from you. I'm like, I need like a punky rock indie feel. You know, my voice is kind of heavy, so it's gonna hit. It's gonna be like, and Gib was like, it's time to cook. And from there, we just built this masterpiece. All of the breakdown points were things that I had like in my head crafted. Shouts out Gibson for really allowing me to be so expressive and understanding my need to build worlds, because this song would not be what it is without Gib. And to this extent, because I'm building this world, sometimes there's people who are like, Buki, how are you gonna build this world? Like, how are you gonna do this? And Gib never really like questioned me. He was like, bet we could do this. We're gonna cook. We're gonna do this. This song was done in 2 sessions. I did try to re-record and then I didn't like it. So we went back to the first one. But yeah, it was done in 2 sessions. The first session was like the first part, and then the second session it was the first part for the first session, and then like the rest of the song, but the breakdown was recorded in the second session and then like really completed and merged together. And yeah, it just really flew. So that's how it was made. And then I'm gonna get into the content of the song. In terms of context for the song, Still Losing is a song that's like a confrontation with myself, where I'm like, yo, I've been through this. I've done this. I've done the hurt. I've done the pain. I'm working my assicle off, okay? And I'm confused on what is causing me to feel like I'm going through a cycle again. A lot of the times when we go through, like when we are working hard and we are like swearing that we're pushing forward, the journey might feel really like repetitive because it's consistency at the end of the day. And when you lack that consistency, it doesn't feel like there's any progress being made. Now, for me at this point, when I wrote this poem for the first time, I was like, my life is stuck. But not stuck like stagnant, like stuck in this loop of I'm working, but the advancements are just so weird. Like, am I making advancements? Am I eating? I'm going through a lot of like things that are affirming that I'm just like not going through the best. I'm getting bad news. I'm going through loss. I'm going through loss in different ways. I'm going through like changes that I was not prepared for. And often in life, you're not prepared for those changes. But yeah, it was just a confrontation of the fact that there's something that I needed to do to change, or something that I needed to face. And sometimes before you face that thing, you're like, what the heck is happening to me? Like, why is this happening? What am I enduring? So this song was really interesting because it forced me to really confront all of my feelings in terms of like what's going wrong, but it forced me to think about how I'm complacent in my own cycles. Because you could be moving a little bit, but it's like a million steps forward and a million steps back. It's like you're getting somewhere, but because you're not doing the things you need to do to change your life for the better, it just feels like, oh shoot, I end up back at square one sometimes. And this is different from stagnancy because it's like I'm not doing the same things and ending up in the same places. I'm doing new things, or I'm changing things, but I'm not changing enough, or I'm not changing the right thing. There's like one piece of the puzzle that I'm not placing in the right area to be consistent enough. And it also is me like kind of crying out for reassurance, and kind of like calling out for God to really tell me like what's in my way, what's stopping me, what's keeping me. And I feel like that's so important to confront, because sometimes you have to really think like, what is stopping me? And is it myself? Is it people around me? Is it my environment, my physical environment? Is it my work environment? Is it, my own motivation or lack thereof? Like it's definitely a lot of things that can contribute, and sometimes we struggle to face that. Still Losing is the first song on the album, and it's the only song that is not in the motherboard game world. Now that I really think about it, it's the only song that's in the real world before I enter the game. And that's going to be really important, because it's like the game is teaching you some things, which we're going to get into as we go through all of the songs. But Still Losing is like, what is happening in my reality, and what do I need to change from my reality? And facing that can be sometimes the hardest thing you do in life, because it forces you to think, maybe some of the things that I am doing make me complacent in the things that I can't change, or I feel like are not changing for me. And that is a big, big, big thing you got to confront. Yeah, it's definitely a big song that reminds you to keep faith and trust in the process. Because it's like sometimes you have these lows. Sometimes you have the times where you're not really fully there and understanding what you need to change. But Still Losing was one of the most beautiful songs I've ever gotten to craft, because it was one that made me really confront myself lyrically, and made me kind of smack myself in the face and be like, Books, what's really happening for you? Let's talk. As I continue to explain these songs, I'm hoping that the album makes more sense, but also it gives people new insight on how I felt writing it. I also love the fact that everyone can hear the song and feel differently, because some people can hear the song and feel like they're in a stagnant place, as opposed to like cycles that aren't changing fast enough, or like changes that they're making that they might feel like aren't big enough changes. But sometimes you got to confront where you are to appreciate your work so far in your life, and I think that's real. I also think I really would love for people to reflect on like different parts of the song in the comments, or on how they feel listening to the song, or how they just reflect on it, period. Because art is just, it always has multi-meanings. And I want people to immerse themselves in the multiverse of meanings in my album. So this is really just to capture how I was feeling at the time. And I think even now listening to the song, I have plenty of things that are changing for me for the better, but I still sometimes I'm like, I'm still losing right now. So it's not something that just ends, but it's a really beautiful thing that can be reoccurring sometimes and might be the thing you need to do to confront what you need to change in your life. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And yes, stay tuned for the next videos. I'm hoping you guys enjoyed this one, and I can't wait to continue the journey. Bye.